world got to know Kevin Sorbo as the handsome and adventure-seeking hero, Hercules. Since then, Sorbo has been a familiar face on the big and small screens. And that passion for acting, he says, began with The Merchant of Venice.
I went to see Shakespeare. Probably didn't know most of the stuff that was going on because of the language, but I was only 11, but I was blown away by it. It was Merchant of Venice, and I was just really I don't know, I was mesmerized by the actors on stage. I looked around me and I saw all the people and the way they were reacting. I thought, that's kind of cool. Even though I was already a jock and I was already getting that, you know, oh, he's going to be a good athlete and stuff. So I had more of a draw to that. But it wasn't until I got into college where I really started going after it.
Okay. And what was your first big break?
Certainly my biggest break was Hercules. I mean, I was very lucky. I moved to LA. I'm one of the few guys that can honestly say I never had a bartender, wait tables, doing that stuff.
Wow.
I started working a lot commercially. Beginning in '93, but just before Hercules, I shot about 150 commercials. And then in 1993, I booked Hercules and had a 7-year run and past Baywatch's most watched show in the world, and it was just neat to be part of something like that.
And with that kind of run, everyone could see that Kevin Sorbo's star was on the rise. But what many viewers don't know is that he suffered an aneurysm just before the 6th season of the show. A setback that made Sorbo, a Christian, reconnect with his faith.
I don't feel like I was away from God. I just feel like there's a roller coaster ride in there. My faith is always there. I've always believed in God, I always believed in Jesus. So it's not like fighting myself and saying, okay, I need to do this and you do that. But I wasn't going to church on a regular basis. I haven't lived a perfect life, who has? And thank God that, we do have Jesus that will forgive us for our sins.
Did you grow up in a Christian home?
I always believed. My parents, we grew up with that. I grew up in a Lutheran household. I don't, at this stage of my life, I don't adhere to any one particular Lutheran, Presbyterian, Muslim, Buddhist, whatever it may be. I'm a Christian.
And when did you actually start owning your faith?
It was in 7th grade. I went to Billy Graham. I saw him speak. And I remember distinctly, a buddy of mine was with me, and we were young, we were only 13 years old. And we started talking about it. They asked people to come up, and we went up.
So in all honesty, how easy or difficult is it to be a Christian in Hollywood?
I don't know what's going on in Hollywood. It's very strange that you have to, you can't even have a voice politically if you don't believe one way. You can't even have a voice religiously most of Hollywood is Jewish. They thank God as far as I know, so I don't understand why there's been a backlash talking about him.
I've talked to people who have said, Christians shouldn't be in Hollywood, right? How would you respond to someone who would say something like that to you?
I think we have to be in Hollywood. I think there has to be a base there that wants to beat some common sense into people and throw some morality at them. Because you're right. Hollywood is very influential in raising the bar all the time that everything is okay in life. I think it's good to have a presence of Christians in Hollywood, and there's more than people think. I just think some people are afraid to be vocal about it.
What do you still struggle with in terms of your faith?
There are temptations out there in the world for all of us, for everybody, and whether it's wanting something out of my life, wanting a bigger career out of my life, and wishing I could have that, wish I had that, and it's just really, I more than anything, what I've learned is just to relax and not get so crazy about things, and that comes from my family right now. It really does. I don't know if there's any one big thing that I've been struggling with. I just think that overall it's just a matter of letting go and let God.
As a person of faith, are there roles that you absolutely refuse to play? Have you turned down roles?
Sure. I have turned down roles. Well, there's certain film. I remember I'll be specific, there was a horror film that I met with the director, and he said, this would be so cool for you to play this part because people would expect you to play it. It's a killing market where you can pay $25,000 to kill this person, kill that person. And they wanted me to blowtorch off the face of a 13-year-old girl. I read the script and I said, no, I can't play that part. And he said, why? I said, oh, it'd be great. He said, no, it wouldn't be great. But, I still am an actor and I love to act. Like I said before, I'm not perfect. I got a movie coming out where I play a serial killer. But it's more of a psychological thriller than it is a slasher film. Mm-hmm. And it was interesting to get, as an actor, to get into that mindset and go, my gosh, there are people like that. And I studied a lot of different things looking at people that do that, and you go, it's just crazy. But as an actor, I kind of wanted to do it and see what it was all about.
Lately, Sorbo's work includes lead and supporting roles in several faith-based family values films, such as the independently released What If?
Aren't you forgetting something?
What?
and the summer blockbuster about the life of Bethany Hamilton, Soul Surfer. So how did you land the role as Holt Blanchard in Soul Surfer?
I actually read for the part that went to Dennis Quaid, and they wanted somebody older. And they came to me and said, you know, we're going to go with Dennis Quaid this, but we would like you to play the part of Holt Blanchard who actually saved her life, that was in the water with her at the time. And I said, 2 months in Hawaii, Sony Studios, big picture, okay, I'll do it. So.
And in your opinion, since you are right in the thick of Hollywood, do you think there is a shift towards more faith-based films in Hollywood?
No question. I said The Blind Side was a huge, eye-opening experience for most of Hollywood. Fox Studios opened a faith-based division called Fox Faith. Sony has got affirmed. I mean, they're all looking at it now because they're realizing there's a huge market out there that Hollywood will make. If I tell congregations, I say, if you want more what-if movies made, more Soul Surfers made, then go to the movies. Go to these movies that have good values, good storylines. I think people still have a feeling that a Christian movie is going to be cheesy, and yes, that was a huge problem before. It's changed now, and the market is getting bigger and bigger with all these really good, well-written movies. And what it comes down to is to me, it's redemption. I think that's the biggest message people want to see, that, you know, that there's something that can make them feel better about themselves if they just reach out to somebody, you know, for a helping hand. WorldFit provides.
Off camera, Sorbo is passionate about another special project he's been working on for more than a decade. Los Angeles-based charity, A World Fit for Kids.
I wanted to help kids that were basically healthy but living in unhealthy environments. So I had my manager look for different programs in the inner cities of LA. I've been part of it 14 years now. I work with over 12,000 kids in inner city schools at 12 different schools from 1st grade through 12th grade. LA County the school district is no different than other major cities across America. They have a huge dropout rate, 54% in Los Angeles, starting as low as 5th grade.
Wow.
And we have a 98% graduation rate with those same group of kids. We work with childhood obesity, we work with their grades, we work with mentoring, we work with preparation for after school, going to college, getting ready for the real work world.
Okay, and so ultimately when your career comes to an end, let's just say when your life comes to an end, what do you ultimately want people to say about Kevin Sorbo?
Wow. I hope they say that, you know, a lot of things I get from fans out there right now. I got on an airplane today, flying up here, said, you know, I love your work. You do such wonderful things, and your work has touched me, and that, to me, is the reason why I want to be an actor. I wanted to get in this business because I wanted to do to others what the movie and television did to me. Made me think, made me cry, made me laugh, whatever it may be. I wanted to stir emotions in people and get them to see life in a different way.
Kevin Sorbo's first memoir, True Strength, is now available online and in bookstores. In Toronto, Ontario, Bridget Entry, 100 Huntley Street.